Hey guys, so people tend to say that you need a large amount, like $1 million, to be able to live off dividends. And honestly, they're not wrong. But what if you're like me? You're investing a low amount, like $30 a week like myself, or even less, and you're just trying to cover something. Well, today I'm gonna share with you guys how close I am to living off dividends, what I can currently afford right now, and this one thing that makes living off dividends for myself and for anybody a lot trickier than it seems. So I've been investing for the past 6 years now. The first 4 years was $25 a week, and the past 2 has been $30 a week. And as of right now, my portfolio has crossed $17,800, and I'm currently averaging around $33 a month in dividends. It's nowhere near enough to think about retiring, obviously, but it is enough to cover some things. For me right now, that's my Ring bill, Disney Plus account, my Amazon Prime account, or my Epidemic Music bill, or even some combinations of 2 of them. So currently I do have some bills that I could pay with the monthly dividends I'm making right now, and a few others like my phone bill or my gym membership. It's gonna take a little longer to get there. So what would it take for me to actually pay off a lot of these bills or live off dividends in general? If I assume a 4% dividend yield, here are all the portfolio balances I would need to have to pay off each bill. Everything from the gym membership and up wouldn't be covered by the annual dividends that I'm making right now, even with a $17,000 portfolio balance. I'll get more into that in a bit, but it's basically because my portfolio's dividend yield is lower than 4%. And let's be just all the way real. If I wanted to have a portfolio to help me fully live off dividends, just all the way, be part of that FIRE lifestyle, you know, the financially independent, retire early, I would need a portfolio that would pay me $3,500 every single month in dividends. And when you assume a 4% yield, that would mean having a portfolio only at about just a nice $1.05 million. And for my actual yield, it'd be a lot more. So yeah, if you haven't guessed, I'm a long way off, but fun fact, I'm getting closer every single week. However, there's one tricky thing that you, myself, or anybody out there trying to live off dividends have to always keep in mind. Here's one thing that people don't really talk about all the time: inflation and how it doesn't stop. Let's say back in 2015, I wanted to build a portfolio that paid me $1,000 every single month so I can pay off some of my bills. But because of inflation, or the rate at which general prices of goods and services increases, $1,000 won't have the same impact by 2025 or 10 years later. And that's because, according to trade economics, the average annual inflation rate in the US as of last month, or 2 months ago actually, is 2.4%, which is actually about 0.4% than the targeted annual inflation rate. So long story short, things get more expensive every year. That's why I invest in dividend growth stocks. Those are stocks that not only have a history of consistently paying their dividends, but consistently increasing them. And typically all of those same stocks will also have a history of long-term share price growth. Stocks like Broadcom, with a high dividend CAGR history, or compound annual growth rate, Apple, a company that's grown its dividend for the past 12 years, or Costco, which also has a great dividend CAGR history and occasionally pays a special dividend, are positions worth going after. That growth definitely helps build a portfolio that can offset inflation. Ideally, I put $30 in my portfolio every single week. That's $1,560 every single year, and I reinvest every dividend that I get, no matter how small. You guys have heard of that snowball effect. Well, for someone like me, a low budget investor, that snowball starts off really small. But let's take a look at what simple consistency will do over time. Using my own portfolio stats, which is about an 8% annual share price growth, a 2.3% dividend yield, and a 6.5% annual dividend growth, my portfolio would go from paying $276 in annual dividends in 5 years to me to over $5,000 15 years later. And this is assuming that I start off with a balance of 0. It's not taking into account that my portfolio is almost at $18,000. So these numbers will hopefully look a lot higher. That's over $5,000 per year in annual dividends I would make in 20 years from now. And if those stocks with those dividends increase their dividends every single year, then that's even more I can make. Long story short, I'm not rich. I'm not able to invest $1,000 every single week, or maybe even $10,000 every single month like some other people might, which is really cool. But I am somebody with $30 and a goal. I actually watched a video, a really cool video that's over a similar topic as this, and I was reading some of the comments. There was actually one comment that said, you need 25,000 shares to make this work, and another person actually said they're already covering their phone bills and internet. Here's the truth. Whether you're wanting a portfolio that can pay you $50 every single month, or one that can just give you just full-fledged financial freedom, your dividend journey is your own, and small wins count. So how close am I to living off dividends? Not even close, nowhere near it right now, but I am closer than I was last year. Let me know in the comments below, what's the first expense you would want your passive income to cover? Is that rent? Is that maybe a Spotify or a Disney Plus account or some other streaming service? Or if there's something you're actually covering, let me know in the comments below as well so I can get a little jealous and a little more motivated. And speaking of motivation, one thing I like to do is reflect back every single month on how my portfolio is doing. If you guys have time, make sure you check out this video. My portfolio for the month of June surprisingly did pretty well, so make sure you check out that video. I appreciate you guys watching this one. And until next time, as always, take care.